Previously on The Scene.
This is The Scene, and this is Rock the Shores! Yeah, we're at Rock the Shores. This is what's going on here. Jose, Dave, Lenham. It's festival season upon us. We're also going to be taking you up to Courtenay for the Vancouver Island Music Festival. But first, let's check in with the guy who put all this together, Atomic Productions, Nick Blasko. We're backstage with Nick Blasko, the man who has put Rock the Shores together again.
Yes,
for a second successful year. Sheepdogs played in the background.
Yes.
It's kind of nice hanging out at your festival.
This is a nice time of day. This is a nice time of day right
calm.
now.
Just before dinner?
It's calm. Although you can hear the beer garden going.
Yeah, the beer garden's always
They're
going.
They're not calm.
This is a great festival. Again, you've assembled a stellar lineup of bands, and the thing runs like clockwork.
Yeah, well, it does. We had a bit of a snag with the ingress today, but we got everyone in, worked as fast as we could. Every bag got searched, and we're safe. No, it's great. I mean, it's all the systems are getting up and running, and it's kind of neat to walk around and see it all play out. You think about it for months, right?
Yeah.
Play it out on paper, adjust things as you go, and
But you always seem like the most calm guy. I remember we were interviewing you with Rifflandia last year, and you're like, yeah okay, this is all right, but it's 10,000 people here.
You got to be calm. So you're not a calm person, don't do this.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not your job.
Yeah, and people have different assumptions about how events should be and what they want, and you have to kind of meet somewhere. You got to meet them somewhere, but you can't please everyone, and you try, and
You're the guy now who's providing the service of concerts to Victoria. I mean, not just through Atomic's regular stuff, but with this, Rifflandia, with the Phillips backyard weekender thing.
Yeah. We're trying. We're trying to develop a suite of events that touch all different sort of, music lovers and be able to do them throughout the year. And we're just going to keep doing it, and we'll get better with every one,
Yeah.
We've been doing it for, a long time, but the large-scale shows like this are new for us. So
who are you loving here? Who is the band that you really wanted to see?
Well, I mean, I've been thinking about it for months, but 5440 for me, I mean, that's like they're taking everyone to school. I'm going to say it right now. All hits, masterful control of the crowd. They had the set of the day. I knew they would. Those guys, legends.
They brought it hard, too.
Did they ever,
Little tricks.
I think they should play every year, and we'll creep them up the bill until they can headline this thing, which they should be.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Stones, 5440, Bruce Springsteen next year.
Yeah, flip it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll 5440 at the top.
Yeah.
Hey, and we mentioned Rifflandia. I just want to touch base because it's coming up. Mm-hmm. People can get tickets. I see you're advertising on those big screens.
That we are. Yeah, we're trying to.
Excited about that, obviously.
Yeah,
although this is still going on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like we're taking advantage of all that, and obviously trying to reach a new audience too. And God, what are we? 8 weeks away from Rifflandia? It's terrifying. Holy.
Like back-to-back concerts.
Yeah.
Nick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here.
We're glad to be here. The Scene is here at Rock the Shores. That's Nick Blasko. So we're just chilling at Rock the Shores. This is kind of the chilling area, the blanket area. Everybody's just waiting for Matthew Good to come on. They're getting a massage maybe by a guy who's had his pants altered. Sheepdogs just played. It was fantastic. So this is like just between songs, like food's been good, coffee's been good, the beer's been good too. Beer tent's to capacity. Now it's not a tent, it's a giant landing strip. Anyway, we're going to take you from Rock the Shores before Matthew Good starts. We're going to be going up island to a festival in Courtenay, the Vancouver Island Music Festival, happening simultaneously with Rock the Shores, and The Scene is there as well.
Thanks, David. I'm Raji, and I'm here at the Vancouver Island Music Festival with the man, the legend, Doug Cox. Hey, Doug, how are you?
Raji, I'm good, thanks.
Good. Well, Doug is the artistic director of this wonderful festival that's going on. And so this is my first festival, 3-day outdoor West Coast. What am I in for? What can I expect?
Well, there's 6 stages. There's about 250 musicians. It's all kinds of roots music and world music. You're in for a good time.
Awesome. And how long has this festival been going on?
This is the 19th year of this one. I've been with it for 16 years, but it's been running for 19 years.
19 years.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen some wild stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had a few adventures along the way.
So how many bands do we have for the weekend?
You know what? I didn't even count this year, but there's somewhere between 50 and 60. I'm not sure, somewhere in that area though.
Awesome. And so newcomers like myself to the festival, any tips? What can I do to make myself feel more comfortable and get into the festival spirit?
Well, you should get ready for the weather, whatever it's going to be. It's been really hot, which has been great. It's just, I think a lot of people come to see a certain headliner, like Walk Off the Earth or John Hyatt or that kind of thing. They often end up discovering that that's not usually their favorite part of the festival. It's more who they discover while they're here. So just get ready to wander around, and if you don't like what you see, and get up and move over to another stage, and chances are you will find something you really like.
Awesome. So you've probably seen some huge bands like Walk Off the Earth. I love those guys. I think they're awesome. How do you deal with, do you ever get starstruck or anything like that?
Not as much, no, not so much anymore. I mean, I've gotten to meet a lot of my heroes and hang out with them and even play with some of them. So I used to, but not really anymore.
Nice. That's cool. And what about your direction for this festival? Where did your kind of vision come from?
Well, I started working for the Edmonton Folk Festival when I was 18, so I've been doing this for 32 years. Part of it is based on what I think the audience will like, and part of it is based on what I think the musicians will like. So we do a lot of collaborations at our festival where we put people together for the first time. They may have never met or played together. And a big part of what we try and do is sort of book a well enough program so that we'll sell tickets, but then also put together some collaborations that really excite the musicians, and then that picks up on the audience as well.
Awesome. Well, it definitely excites the audience as well. Thank you so much for being with us, Doug, and we'll see you soon. Back to Victoria.
Rocking the Shores, Dave Lennon for the scene. My new friend Liam is right here. He's rocking the Rock the Shores t-shirt, eh? Looking good. Hey, if you spin around, Liam, there we can tell you what bands. Look at Weezer, City and Color, Matthew Good, Sam Roberts Band, Mother, Sheepdogs, all those bands. Liam, man, are you here for one band or another? Is there somebody you really want to watch?
Pretty excited to see Mother. I know they're not on until tomorrow, but mostly here for the whole thing anyways.
You look kind of like Ryan Guldeman, the frontman for Mother.
Oh, really?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I've not heard that one before, but I like
good.
it.
Like Acres of Lions?
I loved Acres of Lions.
Acres of Lions, good. We caught up with Acres of Lions Victoria Band earlier today for this. We're here with Acres of Lions post-concert. How does it feel to open the big show here at Rock the Shores?
It's a real honor for us being a band for the last 6 years in Victoria. It's probably one of the best things that could have happened in our career, and we feel really, really privileged for it. And got to play with Jimmy Eat World. I mean, that means a lot to me. And
it's an honor just to be in our hometown and have our hometown fans come out. And you know what? It's more than the hometown fans, they're hometown friends. Because I consider every fan of ours a friend of mine, even if I don't know them yet. You know, so it's just good to see everybody out and just be here. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of our biggest fans are our greatest fan bases on Vancouver Island, and they're all out here.
I'll tell you who one of your biggest fans is, Vince Vaccaro, because I chatted with him while you guys were playing, and he looked at me and he goes, man, if this song doesn't break these guys big, I don't know what's gonna.
Well, we better get him working for us, I bet.
I love that guy. I'm glad he's in my life.
You really have his beard now. So.
Well, he's a good old friend of ours. We used to hang out with him way back years and years when we were first playing shows to 10 kids, and we were like, hey, and it's great to see him still doing it, and we still hang out whenever we're in town together, and I love meeting up with him outside of Victoria. I love that.
Yeah, I think the first time I ever met him, I spent the night on the beach with him. Yeah. Not him alone, but
yeah.
It was a bro moment.
Yeah, it was a good moment. Yeah.
What's it like being up there? You're up there, big stage, big crowd, sunny day.
Well, I think it really, pardon me, but it really kicks our ass into gear.
Yeah.
Just because we got here this morning and we have our ramshackle old van.
Van Halen?
Yeah, I see you remember. And we just kind of roll up and the crew comes out to get our stuff, and it's just kind of, it's a big step for us. It feels good to have those people working for us essentially, and having us at the festival, and then getting up on the stage and seeing all the band's setups and all their plethora of gear. It just kind of makes us, really lights a fire under us to achieve more and do more and be better, that's what it feels for me. And it's also a great feeling having the space to move around. And,
yeah, me and Jeff aren't playing Ghostbusters with our chords, But it's so good because it's up until, just a little while ago, we were playing the Little Leagues, and our parents really liked us and they cheered us on. And now, we get an opportunity to play a couple major league games, and it's just it feels good and it feels like we're ready for it. And, we don't feel out of place, but we definitely feel funny about it and honored.
Yeah. And I mean, a couple of our parents were here today, too, so.
Got it.
You guys are ready for it. Acres of Lions, backstage, rock the shores. Sending it now back up to Comox for a check-in on the Vancouver Island Music Festival.
Thanks, David. I know you guys are probably rocking out on the shores in Victoria, but we're also rocking out hard here in the Comox Valley at the Vancouver Island Music Festival. It's day 3, and I'm in full festival mode. As you can hear, the crowd is going wild with this band that's playing right now. It's pretty awesome in the barn. But I want to find out what people are thinking on day 3 at the festival. Let's find out.
I have not attended another festival as interesting as this one. Oh. It's been really fascinating. And the highlight was that play put on by Big Mama. I really, really loved it. She has everything in her just floating out of her. Yeah, it was fun.
Awesome. And how's it going this weekend?
Good, having a lot of fun. We've been to most of the stages and swimming down at the river, so yeah, it's good.
Cool. And was there a particular band or group that you really enjoyed?
Walk Off the Earth.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were amazing.
So they had a really good performance?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite song by them?
Red Hands. Yeah.
Okay, do you know any of the musicians that were playing this weekend?
Walk Off the Earth,
The Ambassador.
Cumberland Brothers.
Okay.
The older guy.
The older guy. The really famous older guy. What's his name again? Chris something?
Chris Hyatt, yeah.
So what's it like playing on home turf?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I've been here 3 years. I'm from Hawaii, born and raised, and it's my 3rd year here, and it's great. I've met a lot of fine musicians, and the valley is full with musicians and artists and luthiers. It's a really beautiful place.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
See you later.
Aloha. And what's been the best part so far?
I think John Hyatt. Last night we danced and we had fun, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
it was fabulous.
With old friends, old friends that's been here for years, just loving it.
Yeah.
Can you guys give me your best festival dance by any chance?
Oh, I don't know if I want to dance on camera.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
No,
I'm not. I'm not going to do it.
Come on. Woo!
I love this festival. I live in Parksville, and I wouldn't miss it. Vancouver Island Music Fest. It's just a community of beautiful people. and the entertainment. The people I've heard in 2 days. Chris Christopherson. Wow.
Well, you heard it. The people have spoken, and it's been an amazing experience. And check this out. I learned to walk and dance at the same time. Back to you guys in Victoria.
Sam Roberts was here last year on that stage in a lightning storm, had it set, cut short by the boom, 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 came back this year to finish what he started. We caught up with him backstage before he went on stage. It's very exciting to have you back here before you perform.
Yes.
This is kind of neat. You were here last year. You were here in the Lightning Fest.
We were here in the biggest thunderstorm ever to hit southern Vancouver Island.
What do you remember about that? Were you scared? Because I know your set had to be cut short.
I don't think it was. We're on the East Coast we have a lot of thunderstorms, so it was more the reaction that the people from Victoria had. That they're like, what the hell's going on here? This never happens. I've never seen lightning in my life. In this part of the world. So I'm thinking, how is it possible that we're on stage and this happens for the first time ever?
Whenever I see you play, I always think, there's that young guy again, that young Sam Roberts.
Yeah,
it's always the
just
boy.
Still the up-and-comer. We're just trying
Juno winner. You've got a family, man. You've been doing this since like 1993, but you still have your youth somehow.
I still want to, I hope that that's how I always see myself anyway, let alone how other people think of me. But I think that's the mindset that you need to maintain if you want to keep pushing yourself musically, creatively, and to keep up with the pace of this kind of life. Yeah. If you start to be sort of overwhelmed by it, then I think it's a slippery slope, as they say.
As a guy who's done this, who's played a lot of big shows, what is it that you do when you go up on stage on a big show? Is there something that you bring with you, or is it the same as playing a small thing?
The same way as you do a small show, and that I think going forward, sort of from your first few experiences on a place like this, you have to learn from them and realize that a crowd is a crowd, but your job is on the stage ought to be the music has to come from the same place when you get up there. And so if we're playing, sometimes we'll go down to the States and play for 75 people somewhere in the deep South, and I try to come at the show from the same intensity level or passion as I would, a place like here in front of 10,000 people.
Pre-show rituals. Neil Osborne again. I read an interview that he did with you about drinking scotch.
He's got tons of them. I had no idea that they were so. That's a good way of describing it. I had no idea that they were so superstitious, But no, we just have, a few drinks to limber up and then get going. Maybe jog on the spot for 30 seconds. But I used to try to get really revved up before a show, and then I realized that I'd come in too hot and I didn't have any time to adjust to where I was, so I try to be as calm as possible.
Okay, hanging backstage, this is Rock the Shores. There is Vince Vaccaro, and he's just going away. Now he's coming in now. Here he is, bang.
Good day, good day.
Here on the scene.
This is amazing.
Doesn't Jose look good?
I saw you in the crowd, I was gonna say something, and I was like, there's no words.
What would you say?
Ole. Ole. Ole.
From Rock the Shores, here in Colwood, we're going to take you back up island to Comox, see what's happening at the Vancouver Island Music Festival.
Thanks, David. We're back here at the Vancouver Island Music Festival in the Comox Valley. I'm here with one of the many performers that's performing here at the festival, Karen Aluwalia. Karen, how are you?
I'm really good. Thanks, Raji.
Awesome. So, Karen, we saw you performing earlier. Tell me about what it was like performing with all those amazing musicians on stage.
It was lovely. That's the unique thing about all Canadian folk festivals is that they just throw you on stage with musicians from other cultures. In this case, there were musicians from South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Texas, and myself doing Indian music and Canadian music. And so they just throw you on stage, and then you find out the similarities and differences in your music, and you make music together as well as presenting your own music.
That's so cool. Being in the audience and listening, I'm like, they must have practiced, they must have rehearsed or something. Did you guys do any of that?
No, we didn't even know each other before.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you just hear the music and just go along with it?
Yeah. I mean, we present our song, so like I do my song and then invite them to do something on my song. Then someone else will do their song and we'll jump into their song.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's cool. I found out a little special something. Karen and myself are from actually the same town in Ontario, so let's do a little props to Ontario. Woo! Is this your first time on the West Coast?
No, I come to the West Coast quite regularly, 2 or 3 times a year.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I love British Columbia.
And is this your first festival?
I've done many festivals across Canada, and I was at this Comox, at this Islands Festival. Last time I was here was about 10 years ago.
Awesome. Okay, now let's shift gears a little bit and do something fun. I'm going to do a rapid fire question. I'm going to give you 2 choices. You have to answer the first thing that comes to your head, okay?
Okay.
No thinking, just answer. Ready? Okay, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Yoga or sleep?
Yoga.
Drive or fly?
Fly.
Morning or night?
Night.
Drunk or sober?
Drunk.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Okay, last one. Naked or clothed?
Naked.
Woo! Thank you so much, Karen, for being with us, and we look forward to seeing more of you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Back to you, Victoria.
Vince Vaccaro is one of our own. Every time I see this guy play, though, I think he's not going to be for long because he's destined for greatness. The scene got to talk with Vince Vaccaro backstage at Rock the Shores. Because you just killed that.
Thank you.
With the band, just rocking it. You're like a one-man love machine, and I mean that not in a gay porn sense, but in the sense that you're bringing everyone together. You can do that. You have that ability.
It's the goal, bringing people together.
The goal.
Absolutely.
Right.
I said some things over the mic about, just people coming together, and yeah, I hope people had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been wanting to see a crowd like that for a while, so it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice to be here.
What's it like playing to a crowd like that? Huge festival crowd. You got 10,000 people. You get up there. Like, what goes through your mind right off the bat?
Nothing. I just go up there, and the only thing I want to do is share my spirit.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Totally in the moment.
I just want to share the spirit. I just want to be just who I am when I'm in my living room playing those songs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to stress out. I have a tendency to get nervous about things, or I want to make sure it all goes smoothly.
Yeah.
But I just turn all that off and just step up and just do my thing.
That's good, man, because that's what you have to do.
And try to feel it. And this sun, you can feel the sun on your skin, right now? Yeah, that's, to me,
You're
that
a sunshine guy.
I
You're
love the
Costa
sun.
Rica. You're Australia.
Yeah.
You're surfing.
Yeah.
You're,
a little
this is your
abalone
element.
right here. Yeah,
Look at
100%.
that, eh?
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful day, and people were stoked to be here, and it felt good to be out there. So, sorry, I'm distracted by
No,
they're playing.
I know.
Okay, so this is actually a bit of a family song for us. And my grandmother came out from Montreal.
Saw that.
83. Can't really see that well. And we had it was a real special moment for us to
Saw her there.
Yeah.
She was on the Jumbotron. It was
She
nice.
was. She was on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope somebody got that. Man, yeah, this is the first time she saw me perform, so yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see how, I haven't debriefed with them quite yet, so. But anyways, ukulele record coming out in the fall, and yeah, look for that, and I'll be heading back to Australia eventually as well, and just keeping it going.
One thing I've been asking everybody, pre-show ritual, what do you do before you go out? Backstage, is there some mantra you rehearse, or is it AWOL Nation just cranking it up now? But what do you do? Do you drink scotch like Neil Osborne, or?
Not at all. I get down on my knees and I focus on my breathing, and I do a little, just a little presence thing, and just call out to Creator and just say, like through me, and I get a little bit. It's it's a little spiritual thing that I like to do to try to just do what I feel the point of this whole thing is. So that's what I like to do.
That is the point of the whole thing. You're absolutely right.
And a bit of a vocal warm up for like 45
seconds.
No, I get into it. I get ready. I get stoked. I get present. All those things.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Vince Vaccaro on the scene at Rock the Shores. You heard Rock the Shores organizer Nick Blasko talking about 5440 in glowing terms. Yeah, he wants to see him headline this concert after the blistering performance they gave. I think they should. The scene caught up with him backstage. Neil Osborne, proud merit of 5440.
Yes, we did it like clockwork. We had an hour set and we did it in 58 minutes. So we were a little rushed.
So Nick Blasko's actually owing you some change now or something like that.
Yeah, well, actually we might owe him because we didn't give him the extra 2 minutes.
This counts for that though. We'll give him the tape after. Tell me what it's like before you go up on stage. When you're backstage, this is a kind of ritual. I read that you like a scotch before you go on stage. Does that still happen?
Scotch, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Single malt, obviously.
Single malt, yeah. It's not a ritual, it's a habit or an addiction, depending on your point of view.
It's for medicinal purposes, though, really. It's
so funny, because when we started out, which is 30 odd years ago now, Brad suggested that I have a scotch because I hated it, and it would just kind of give me a little Dutch courage because I used to get so nervous. Well, now I love it. I can't go on stage without it.
Pusher. You guys have played every venue in the world, seemingly. Well, at least in Canada. You've played the small venues, you've done shows at the smaller places like the Commodore, and then you've done big shows for 30, 40,000 people here. We got probably about 10,000 people out there. Is there a different vibe you have to bring, or some different attitude you bring on stage for a bigger crowd, bigger outdoor show?
Yeah, I don't really think about it, but it's definitely different. I mean, when it's a bigger crowd, you come out here and like, Jagger said, you sing to as far back as you can. And when it's a smaller room, he still does that, but I don't. I kind of go, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?"
You got more room to move around on a big stage.
I just bring my bass to whatever size show we're doing.
It's going A.
There's a couple E's in there.
G.
You guys think about what you're going to wear before you go out there? It's not like Kiss. You're not putting on makeup, but...
Well, they don't have to think about it at all, right? It's all done. Yeah, that's
uniform.
Such a joke.
I like to wear the white jeans between Queen Victoria's birthday and Labor Day.
Nice. You don't want to go full Nanaimo after Labor Day. What about Victoria as a music capital of Canada? You've lived in other places, you've played across Canada, but for me, it's like we got so many musicians, so much talent here, but it seems to be unrecognized beyond this island. Is it? Should it be? What do we do to change it?
Well, I just want to say that this is a wonderful place. I drove here with our manager Alan and my family, and we drove from downtown Victoria up here to Colwood, and I said, let's move here. And I guess that's what musicians, they come here from all over Canada, and they get here, they feel the same way, and that's why they're all here, but they just can't get a gig.
From Rock the Shores, the intimate part of Rock the Shores, we're going back up island to Courtenay, where the Vancouver Island Music Fest. The scene is on the scene there.
Thanks, David. What an incredible weekend it's been. Like I said, it was my first festival, but definitely not my last. Like, look at this. It's amazing. So much fun. Let me just throw some numbers for you guys. 10,000 people, sold out in record times, hundreds of volunteers, and bands, and more bands. It's been such a great weekend. We met young, old people, like every walk of life, different cultures on the stage, and one of my favorite parts of this weekend was seeing different bands jam together on stage, and it just showed true harmony and just organic music, and you saw people just dancing and have a good time. Now, another highlight for me personally this weekend was, of course, you guessed it, Walk Off the Earth. They completely rocked the stage, and it was so much fun having a chat with them. I'm sure you guys rocked out down in Victoria, and we'll see you next year. Back to you guys in Victoria.
It's been a blistering, sweltering, swaggering, beerful, musicful 2 days here at Rock the Shores for us at the scene. No musician left anything on stage. Some magnificent performances. Jose Araujo has had his outfit ripped apart and tailored and drawn on, and then he arrived in this. I can't even describe what it is, but it's been a lot of fun for us. Nick Blasko putting on an amazing show again here in Colwood. 8 weeks to Rifflandia. Remember that. And thanks for our Bureau of the Scene, Up Island Comox, bringing you all the stuff that's going on at the Sister Festival, let's call it that, happening at the same time. Vancouver Island Music Fest and all the stuff that's going on there. This is us. We're coming back. We're going to see you at Rifflandia. From Daniel Pender, from Jose Araujo, from David Lennon, Facebook.com/The Scene TV.
Somebody's sailing away. If and when we burn his name, it's gonna be some kind of day. Well, I said it's gonna